poppin', YouTube family? It's your boy, The White. Welcome back to the channel. Silverback Siage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. Now, you seen the thumbnail. I've been getting multiple phone calls, text messages, inboxes, smoke screens, you name it. Everybody's concerned with how good or bad that brand new Chanel is. Here's my 2 cents. Keep it locked. Well, let's get down to business. Now, today I'm going to do a full review on the new Bleu de Chanel Le Exclusive. Yep, that's exactly how you say it. And I got some interesting thoughts on this one here. Let's spray it first and let's go right off into it. There we go. Good spray there. Let's let it air out a little bit. Let's go over those main accords. It's woody. You got amber, powdery, warm, spicy, and balsamic. With top notes of, actually, they don't actually have the notes mixed in like that. They just got the notes all in one. You got amber, woody notes, sandalwood, and labdanum. But what do you actually get from this one right here? Up top, it's very, very warm. So that amber nuance is, to me, the star player in this one here, with a decent amount of woods between the labdanum and the woody notes hanging in the background. A little creaminess from the sandalwood. But this for a blue fragrance for me, to me, nuances backwards. And let me explain. Most blue fragrances, you get citruses up top or some fruity notes. Then you may get a lavender punch or you'll get some florals in there. For one, they haven't listed all the notes. That's probably to try to deter people from trying to clone this fragrance right here. I could see why people would do that these days because everybody's duping everybody's hit fragrance. So this one's warm. You got a little spice up top, but the amber nuances reign supreme. Period, point blank. And then it's supported by woods, but well off into the dry down, or actually the mid. You'll actually begin, to me, to still get that Bleu de Chanel DNA that has the grapefruit, lemon nuances poking its head in and out, but it's not the star player like it is in a lot of the other ones in this same line. This one here seems to be the most mature. When I always said that about the Parfum, even though I don't own the Parfum, I got plenty of experience wearing it. I've had multiple samples of it. I do think I may pick up a bottle of that one down the road. The only one that I added to my collection, and this was early in this channel's time frame, was the older Parfum. I love that one. That one's extremely well-liked, versatile, most people's favorite somewhat, until your nose begins to mature. And then you begin to lean toward the Parfum. This one here, to me, has some nuances of the Parfum, but it's not as woody as the Parfum versus this one being more amber heavy with the wood supporting the amber. Now, let's get to price. A 50 ml of this fragrance right here costs you like $205, $210 with tax, retail. And most of the times, Bleu de Chanel's or any Chanel's aren't on discounters because they don't play that, they'll sue you. The 100 ml bottle of this fragrance right here, like with tax and all, is like $297. Chanel, y'all play too much. Point blank, period. But let me further explain. Does this fragrance smell good? Absolutely. Do I like it better than all the rest of them in the line? No. To me, my nose has matured in favor of a fragrance like this versus the older Parfum, which I still like, but it's not one that I wear a ton because I got so much stuff in my collection. It's one of those grab and goes, quickly maybe wear it to work, wear it to Sunday service type fragrances, but it's not in my top 50 of things that I reach for. But this one right here, for $300, that's crazy. Because when I think about what I can get for the dollar value for $300, especially on discounters, I can get me one very prevalent Xerjoff. I can get me an Amouage fragrance discounted. I can get a Creed fragrance discounted. I can get Nichane discounted. Sometime within that house, I might get almost 350 ml bottles for $300. For $300, I can get me 3 Montals. I can get multiple Aqua di Gios that are other designers that don't get sued by that don't sue discounters for having them in there. To make a long story short, for $300, this fragrance to me is not worth $300. Point blank, period. Because there's too many other fragrance houses that are considered to be niche or borderline niche. Mancera, I mean, the list goes on and on. That I can get multiple bottles at the 100 ml price, at the 100 ml size or bigger, for less than $300, or right at barely over $300. Now, with Chanel pricing this at $300, they're traveling up toward the Bodicea de Victoria's like low end price tag. They're also traveling toward the Les Exclusifs within the Dior families and the whatever the other exclusive line within Chanel is, where La Cordell, and all of those are in there. And when I get to thinking of what they're charging for a 100 ml bottle of this retail, it's just outrageous. But it's getting to the point that the designers aren't being nowhere near as creative as the niche houses are, but want to charge niche prices. And I don't particularly, I'm not fond of it. Long story short. Now, like I stated before, this fragrance smells really, really good. If it was priced at about that $200 price point for the 100 ml, and you was getting the 50 ml for about $130, $140, we might be having a different conversation. But even at that price point, I can't really say at this point in my scent journey that I would add this to my collection. And like I stated before, the third time, it's not because it doesn't smell good, but for that amount of money, I can journey my way off into different scent profiles that I don't already have. Because with this fragrance right here, they didn't invent the wheel. All they did was make a blue fragrance kind of nuance a little different, almost in reverse, to where you get your warmer and woodier scent profiles or notes to hit you up top. Because way off into the dry down, maybe about 4 hours in, you begin to get this pop out of nowhere of citrus. And to me, to my nose, what I get is a little bit of a bergamot, grapefruit mixture there. And it's pleasant. But for the money that you're gonna pay for this, I can't even tell my audience with a straight face that this is what you should run out and go spend $300 on. Point blank period. Rating for this one here, scale from 1 to 10, it's an 8.5. But it's an 8.5 that's nowhere near worth $300. For my $300, I can think of a few hundred fragrances that I would invest in before this one right here. So even though that this thing smells amazing, or at least borderline amazing, it's a hard pass for me. Because at $300 price point, there's too many other things I'd rather add to my collection that has a more unique scent profile, that is something that is not considered to be redundant within my fragrance wardrobe, and would be something that I could say enhances what I already own. If you have this fragrance right here, or if you haven't got your nose on it, I do recommend that you go to your neighborhood department store, get your nose on it, and see if it's worth your $300. But for me, once again, hard pass. That's my time. Peace.